Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40k Universe. I am your host, Gershwin, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about heresy in Warhammer 40k, as we get into how to spot your very own heretic. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40k content every single day. We love the lore, so we make videos about the lore, and we explore the world of Warhammer 40k in all of its glory. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, and if you have any suggestions, comment down below. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on how to spot a heretic. It is the Emperor's given duty of all Inquisitors and Acolytes to root out the enemies of mankind wherever they hide, and to purge these threats. However, perhaps no other ordo is the process of examination so important as that of the Ordo Hereticus. Whereas the Xenos attacks in great hordes or invades from massive troop ships, the demons descend upon the world of the Imperium through breaches in the very fabric of existence. The heretic psyker, traitor, and even mutant so often lurk unseen amongst the innumerable masses of humanity. In order to distinguish these enemies and find them amongst the masses of pious citizens, the servants and members of the Ordo Hereticus must hone their skills at detecting and investigating, until identifying clues and following leads to heretical activity is all but second nature. Physical clues are often vital to an Ordo Hereticus witch hunter's work. Potential heretics are everywhere, but acolytes have not the time to question every worker who missed a shift, to every noble who idles his time in the illicit pursuits. Inquisitors and their servants must constrict their attentions to only those heresies that truly threaten humanity, and the presence of physical evidence can be invaluable in narrowing their focus. The remnant of dark rituals, pendants, and markings showing allegiance, and the myriad other clues can identify the presence of a threat. Many acts are heretical in themselves or serve as a sign of heresy, although acolytes must often work with the scene of a crime in order to identify and pursue the heretics responsible. With the Emperor's guidance, they sometimes are fortunate enough to directly observe a heresy in action. This might come about because the acolytes are operating undercover or unseen, allowing them to observe a heretic's crime unbeknownst to him. At the other end of the spectrum, directly confronting a suspect with their suspicions or merely announcing their identities might drive the heretic to act rashly and flee or attack the acolytes, both great crimes in themselves, as well as indicators of guilt in previous matters. It is well known that physical mutations is often a sign of spiritual corruption, although communities of mutants are tolerated on some Imperial worlds as underclass. In most places, a mutation is a clear indicator of greater heresy. Even in locations where mutants are suffered to live, presence of a mutation outside a strictly isolated area might indicate rebellions or some other heresy. Of course, mutants are able to conceal their mutations and are certain to do so. Additionally, cult members sometimes intentionally mark their dark allegiances to their flesh through ritual scarring, branding, or electo tattoos. Although a powerful clue, the use of such marks can also be a liability to acolytes attempting to infiltrate a cult, who might face the choice of accepting such marks or revealing their true loyalties. Many heretics take a preserved pride in their treachery, creating blasphemous items to either celebrate their heresies or corrupt others. These vary greatly, and while some are obvious works of heresy, others are more subtle, such as paintings laced with fine iconography. Works of heretics come in countless forms: weapons incorporating Xenos technology, tomes of blasphemous lore, philosophical treatises questioning the divine right of mankind to rule the galaxy, ritual masks dedicated to alien gods, talismans of profane symbol. These are just some of the examples. Heretics might create such items personally, or might purchase or inherit them, and many could be millennia old. Although not as reliable as physical clues, acolytes must often rely on informational clues. This might be because the heretics have taken pains to hide or destroy the evidence of their crimes, or because the nature of the heresy is such that it leaves no physical evidence, at least not until it is too late. Knowledge is power, and heretical ideas are just as dangerous and damaging as physical acts. The acolytes might discover heresies of thought by covertly monitoring a suspect or earning a heretic's trust to the point that he reveals his true beliefs. For those witch hunters who employ the gifts of psychers, telepathy provides an avenue to discover heretical thoughts when the perpetrator is wise enough to avoid giving voice to his blasphemies. Whether an individual intends to act on their heretical thoughts, it is irrelevant. Given voice to such ideas spreads the seeds of heresy to others, which is a great crime in itself. In the eyes of some Puritan inquisitors, even holding such thoughts is a crime against humanity, for such an individual might later make the transition from speculation to action, or might decide to share his dangerous ideas. Ideas hold great power, and the mere thought of the most dangerous idea marks one as a heretic just as surely as any act. In some cases, the knowledge of an ongoing heresy and failure to act on the information is truly a heresy in itself. Someone who knowingly harbors rogue psychers, sells weapons to rebels, allows friends or family to join a heretical cult, or otherwise tolerate actions that threaten mankind, even in a small way, are surely heretics themselves. For by their actions and inactions, they give strength to the enemies of mankind. The Adeptus Terra and the government of many worlds constantly remind citizens to report heresies wherever possible, lest they become guilty of heresy of tolerance. Many citizens, whether out of fear or duty, report minor or imagined infractions that, while worthy of the attention of local authorities, are not the concern of acolytes. However, rarely a dutiful citizen reports the presence of a truly grave heresy. In some cases, the citizen might simply be suspicious of a neighbor, or even if the informant does not understand the nature of his neighbor's crime, and it is good that he doesn't, the acolyte's efforts can reveal the truth. In some cases, an accuser might even be able to furnish additional evidence or lead the acolyte to clues. Collateral clues often propel an investigation forward. They arise from all kinds of clues, allowing the acolytes to make sense of seemingly random acts, insane writings, and illogical ideas. In the work of the Ordo Hereticus, correlational clues might take the form of revelations that a series of seemingly unrelated murders is actually the work of a cult dedicated to the god of blood, or that failure amongst a hive's vital systems are due to intentional sabotage. As an investigation develops, the acolytes amass clues. Patterns often emerge. These can sometimes be mundane and logical, such as narrowing down the location of a heretic by examining where his crimes occur. However, patterns also arise that can even border on the supernatural. Inexplicable occurrences, such as unidentified smells that linger in the wake of cult members, or nightmares disturbing the sleep of hivers at a regular interval. All these can identify the presence of a heretical activity. Such incidences might seem to be random occurrences at first, their significance only becoming apparent as an investigation develops and the acolytes learn of additional incidences. As the acolytes identify such patterns, they might reveal the location of heretics, the nature of the heretics, or even their plans. With the Emperor's guidance, such leads allow the acolyte to find the culprit and halt their design. Heretics, by their nature, often operate discreetly. Sharing their blasphemous ideas openly would quickly bring them the wrath of the local planetary enforcer, the ecclesiarchy, or even the Inquisition. To protect themselves and facilitate safe communication, cults, secret societies, traders, and groups dedicated to protecting mutants or rogue psychers often develop codes and secret signs. To reveal the presence of these heretics, acolytes must be able to at least identify ciphers as such, even if they are unable to decrypt them. Acolytes might notice repeated symbols associated with the heretics, even things as subtle as feathers of a certain color tucked somewhere in their clothes, a particular hand signal, or a seemingly unconscious phrase. Although a single occurrence of such a sign is by design unremarkable, the acolytes can discern the importance of these hidden messages by being aware of repeated sightings. Once aware, they can use this information to identify the heretics through the very ciphers intended to keep them hidden. The most stringent and merciless of witch hunters often feel the association with a heretic is a sign of heresy in itself. If no other evidence is available, purging those affiliated with a heretic is safest. Friends and family of a heretic might claim ignorance of his deeds, but mere proximity to such a corrupting influence might leave a stain on the soul. Even if only 1 in 1,000 such associates has truly been tainted by the act or idea of the heretic, it is safer to destroy them all. As it is, innocence proves nothing. And those were 40 facts on how to spot a heretic. I hope you guys now know how to spot your very own heretic. Don't go calling the Inquisition on this channel. For the greater good. Share this with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media you guys use. It really helps out the channel when you share the greater good, or share this video with your friends, because it helps out the channel. It helps us create more videos for you guys, and of course it provides more awesome giveaways in the future. Soon we will be putting out the creepypastas, so stay tuned for that. I'm doing a lot of lore on the Inquisition because I'm trying to learn more about the Inquisition, because that's what the creepypastas are based off of. I really like the whole lore of an Inquisitor. So you expect more of that to come, because the creepypastas are going to be real good. Again, guys, if you want to support us a little bit more, jump on over to Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos. If you can't, we understand. Simply by liking, commenting, and sharing, it helps out the channel. Thanks for everything, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. This was Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.